Hello again, and thanks for staying with us on the Birria tour. All right, guys, we're here at Birria Jalisco, one of the pioneer restaurants for Birria de Chivo here in Los Angeles, with over 50 years of experience serving the community. So I'm here with Luz, the owner. Luz, how are you doing, Luz?
Good, thank you.
She's going to teach people who are on the tour with us. She will guide them and take them through the whole steps of the birria eating process. Her style, every style is unique.
Yes. Go ahead. Thank you so much. Welcome. I'm excited about this. Yes. Hello. Hola. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to Birria Jalisco.
La Birria Jalisco tiene más de 50 años aquí en Los Ángeles, sirviendo a la comunidad.
We're going to give you a little taste of Birria de Jalisco. I invite you to come on in. So this is our Birria Jalisco location in Pico Rivera. We've been here for 7 years. Our family's been in the business of birria for over 50 years. My dad founded his first restaurant in 1972 in Boyle Heights. We continue the passion, our love for birrias. We're going to give you a taste of it. So welcome.
I want to welcome you guys to the second restaurant for the tour. It's Birria Estilo Jalisco. Our style is Jalisco style. Even though we're from the same region of Jalisco, everyone has their own unique, different taste. They have something different than we do. It's different, it's special. That's why we invite you guys to come out, be able to taste it, and find the difference between the Birria Jalicense.
Correct.
Luz is gonna show you what she thinks is the best way for you guys to enjoy the Birria de Chivo. So I'll pass it over to
Thank you. Once again, welcome to Birria Jalisco. Again, my name is Luz Gonzalez. So yes, as you see in front of you, you have the menu. Our menu is very simple because we do only serve birria. What we're going to be serving you is a sample of the Birria de Chivo, okay? A couple of pieces of meat, some little the consommé. The consommé is basically, the golden juice. You can't have birria without consommé. That's just the truth. But, again, there's a variation. You're probably going to taste it. And they have their style, we have our style, but at the end of the day, we really, want people to experience what the Birria de Chivo experience is about, okay? So we're gonna serve you some birria, and then we're also gonna serve you a QuesaChivas, which is something that is a hot ticket right now. It's a quesadilla with birria meat inside, and then we bathe it with our consommé and a little bit of queso cotija. It is delicious. We also serve the res, so we are gonna give you a taste of both and kind of to see if you can really taste the difference or not. Because really, it's just like a fine line between the flavor of res and chivo. So we want to give you that experience, and then you can decide for yourself.
Can you explain to them on the Birria de Chivo the different types of cuts of meats also that you guys offer?
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Because in the Birria de res, it's only meat. So
Correct.
on the Birria de Chivo, the difference is that there's different cuts of birria, and she's going to explain to you guys the different cuts that she serves.
The birria de res, because it is a cow, the bone is bigger, right? Just like when you eat ribs. So same thing for us. To work with different cuts of meat with the res or the beef is harder to work with. So usually birria de res is usually just the meat. We work with a little bit of the rib because we have a special cut that we get from our food provider. But the chivo, for example, then we can utilize the whole goat, the whole carcass. So we get our carcasses delivered. We have a special cut. We cut the backbone, the ribs, the legs. Some of you are gonna get a little piece of costilla, a little piece of the backbone, and some meat, so you guys can see the variation. But that's the difference between Birria de Chivo, where we will recommend you get like a plato surtido, which has the costilla, which is the rib, the pescuezo, which is the neck, or the espinazo, because those have the most flavors. Well, for us that grew up in the birria industry or since kids, eating something that's close to the bone is the best, has the best flavor. Ya vienen con la birria, les vamos a dar un platito con la muestra. Antes de que le agreguen cualquier cosa a su birria, prueben el consomé así en su formato natural para que ustedes puedan, ¿verdad?, saborear las especies que le agregamos. Y ya, ¿verdad?, si usted cree que ocupa algo más, pueden ponerle su cebollita, su cilantro, su limón, ¿verdad?, y su salsa picante. Lleva un pedacito de costilla, lleva un pedacito, creo que de espinazo cortado delgado, y creo que tiene un pedacito de paleta, que es un corte de carne muy suavecito. Y las tortillas aquí están para que igual puedan hacerse un taquito y obviamente pues probar esa delicia. Provecho, provecho. So everything's fresh. I mean, yes, of course, our meat when we get it delivered, it's frozen. But other than that, nothing is frozen. Our produce, we make batches of birria daily. So we really take pride in making sure that we offer our customer high quality products. So I'm going to give you a little history of our story. My dad, Bonifacio Gonzalez, the founder, grew up working in Guadalajara, well, helping out his uncle with the birria. And his uncle had a little stand in Guadalajara. That's where he learned this trade. He was very young at the time. Years later, his uncle passed away, but his uncle gave him the recipe to this birria. Many years later, my dad came to the States. He worked as a field worker, worked in construction. He always had the dream to open up his own restaurant. My dad was born in 1911, just so you can kind of do the math. And he opened up his restaurant in 1972. And nothing stopped him because, I mean, he was already 60 years old. Usually people are retiring. The business has been established since 1972. And then I went ahead and opened my location, you know, an extension of in Plaza Mexico. I've been there 20 years, gonna be 21. And then we've been here 7 years. That's the story of how the birria came to our family and how my dad, the founder, is the one that established this. So we continue his legacy. Okay, so it is a family business, and these are my kids, Andrew, my son Andrew, and my daughter Alyssa. Yes. And they are also very much a part of the restaurant, the legacy. They have a passion for their grandfather's, you know, dream and to continue. Yes, so they're very much support to me. Yes. I think part of the process of having a birria that doesn't have that real gamey flavor is the preparation. We make sure that our meat is not only soaked in water. They would say in Spanish, tienes que lavar la carne. You know, like when you make un caldo de espinazo, for example, right? Or the chicken, what do? We wash it in the water. So that's what we do with our chivo. We wash it. It's a process. You do it twice or 3 times. And then, of course, we prepare the pots. They're huge pots. And they put them in there with all the spices. They're pressure cooked for 6 hours. And so that's where, you know, that tenderness comes in and everything, yeah. And so we take that consomme or that broth, and then that's where we blend it with our stewed tomatoes that we run through our corn grinder, because it's the corn grinder that we use, and then we add our spices.
It's so good, I can't even begin to talk.
The meat is so soft, it's falling off of the bone.
Es una delicia. Vengan y prueban la birria de chivo. Se las recomiendo al 100%.
He probado bastantes tipos de birria. Me gustó mucho.
I thought the consomme tasted very delicious, especially with the hot sauce. It added a little extra spice to it. And the meat is very tender and soft, so good, thumbs up for me.
So our consomme, it's stewed tomatoes. The tomatoes are stewed and then run through the grinder, which is a stone corn grinder, because that also has a different flavor. You just don't use a blender. It goes through a molino that we have custom made for that. You know, that's where the flavors are concentrated, because you pressure cook the meat for 6 hours. That stays in the pot while we take out the meat, and then we clean that out, we skim it, then that's when we mix it with the tomatoes and our spices. That's kind of what sets us apart a little bit, as well as our consomme, the flavor of it, you know? And the spices, you know, that I'm not gonna tell, that I'm not gonna share. So we're gonna take away the plates from the ones who finished, because we do wanna give you a taste of our QuesaChivas. They're called QuesaChivas because of the birria, the chivo. We call them QuesaChivas, but they can be beef or chivo. Wow, yeah, woo. That's QuesaChivas, yay. Okay. So that became very popular with us in-house, and then we started sharing it with the customers, and it became a big hit for us. The one with the toothpick is the chivo one, okay? And the other one is the res, is beef. Just so you can taste both and you can be like, okay, is there really a lot of difference? So people started to come around and say, oh, you don't have beef birria? You know, we have our tradition, we're very proud of our roots, but at the end of the day, we have to provide a product that we can be proud of and people want.
I don't see any difference. They're both really good, really juicy. and I love them.
Both have something to appreciate in, and I'm a big fan of both of them. They're both really, really great. And presentation is great. I love it.
Very, very slight difference. Yeah.
There's just a subtle difference, but they're both very delicious, very good.
I like the chivo better.
Yo no noté ninguna diferencia. Para mí las dos están riquísimas.
I tried them both. They are both great. If I was on a blind taste, I could tell because they're both so good.
So that was the second leg of the tour, and we were on our way to the next birreria, but we caught some of our participants' comments.
QuesaBirrias are good. They're
QuesaChivas there.
okay. That's the best. They're really delicious.